Creak, 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 creak. Creak, 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 creak. I'm making cricket noises, but I'm not very good at it. Hey, maybe I should do this. There we go. Hey. Hey. Hi. Hello. Welcome. I got Najwa, I got Ray, I got Marie, I got Molly. Welcome, everybody. What is this sound? Listen, I just thought you'd like a change from the usual meowing. You know, I'm just changing things up a little. I'm keeping things fun. It's for you. This is all for you. Everything I do is for you. That's not true, but this one thing is for you. Hello, and welcome to my humble abode. Jammy Dodgers has decided to be a butt Dodgers today. So there she is. There she is. She's being a butt Dodgers. Sometimes she just needs to be a butt Dodgers. And so today is one of those days. Honestly, it's kind of warm, and I'm a little surprised that she wanted to be a butt Dodgers today. But, you know, nobody knows. Nobody knows the mind of a cat. I don't have any other cats here with me tonight. Budgie, I think, is in the bedroom. And I think Timony Cricket went downstairs. So Jammy had her Silencia injection today, and we made Timony Cricket's first vet appointment. So he's going to go in next month when Jammy gets her next Silencia injection. That's her medication for her arthritis because she is extremely arthritic. The poor little dear. Never get a Scottish fold. They are pretty much guaranteed to have terrible arthritis issues. Yeah, Cricket might make an appearance later on. Tana, welcome. Hello. Yeah, Cricket may make an appearance later on. Not the, ones that you can hear outside potentially, or the ones that you may be able to hear from the bug closet, but the actual cat Cricket. So many crickets. Budgie may also show up at some point. We'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky and have more than just a butt Dodgers today. Yeah, she is an old lady. She's turning 16 in October. She and Budgie both turned 16 in October. So, it's she's had actually quite bad arthritis for most of her life. And it wasn't until we moved here that I found out about Silencia. I think it wasn't approved that long before we moved here. And it was approved in Canada like really shortly before we moved here, I believe. So yeah, there wasn't really an opportunity. But as soon as she got on that, she was immediately in so much less pain. So that's a fantastic thing. Tiffany, hello, welcome. Yeah, she's in her happy place, right next to Mom's butt. She does this with Brian too. She really enjoys sitting behind him when he's in his office. Working, which he is much of the day, of course. He works from home, and so he's frequently got a butt Dodgers. And she doesn't seem to care how hot it gets. She wants to be a butt Dodgers constantly. Hey JJ, welcome. So cats aside, we're here for nails. I know some of you are just here for cats. I'm sorry. But the main purpose of the stream is nails. So I put a poll up. Hopefully y'all got a chance to vote on it. The winner by like 5 votes, I think, was oh, do you have an itch? You good? Do you need me to get your ears? The winner by like 5 votes was the landscape cup. So so this is, it's not actually a mug, technically speaking. Sorry, I just gotta dig into Jammy's ears real good here for her. Is that good? Did we get it? I think we got it. Okay. Are you gonna focus? Thank you. So technically this is not actually a cup. I mean, I guess you could use it as like a very large cup. I don't know. It could be nice for just the biggest fucking hot chocolate ever. But actually what I'm using it for is as a planter. It does not have a hole cut in the bottom of it. But what I've got is like an insert, a plastic insert with drainage holes. And then I filled up the base of this with some rocks and put the base inside that. So it's got the drainage that it requires, and I've put a bunch of succulents in it, but I lifted all of that out for tonight's stream so that I can use this for our. I mean, I could have just used the photo really, but I'm gonna want to have it for posing anyway, right? Like I feel like I'm gonna want at least one photo with the nails and the cup. So yeah, Butt Dodgers is her official name when she's behind our butt. There, yeah, the poll was on Instagram, but it expired. It was in my stories, but I put it up yesterday early evening, so it expired earlier this evening. Sassy, you have a habit of voting for space. I mean, the space one is also a really good one, and I'm definitely gonna have to do that one at some point in time. Yeah, the poll was in my stories. Your favorite thing is the biggest hot chocolate in the world in a bowl? Yeah, I mean, and this would be a really good cup for that, but I needed a plant pot more than I needed a mug. So the space mug looks like chalk art. It is, yeah. So that artist, I've actually done mug nails from the space mug artist before. Let me just grab this so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. For those of you that did not see the space mug option. There we go. This was the space mug option, which is by an artist called Renee Lopresti. And I've done, I have a couple of her pieces, and I've done nails based on one of her mugs before. So I really enjoyed that one, and yeah, I agree. It does kind of look like shock art. It's a really interesting style that she has, but I definitely want to do this one at some point. But hi, oh, hang on, we've got a guest appearance. Jammy's not gonna love that. Here's Timony Cricket. Jammy is not a big fan. If he approaches her too quickly or too close, she will hiss at him.
Smile.
Good, Timony. Thank you. There's your Timony Cricket cameo for the evening. The butterfly one, I don't. Oh no, the butterfly one is by Oh gosh, what is his name? I've completely forgotten his name. Caleb. Caleb. Caleb Zohari? Zohari? I don't know how you pronounce his last name. The butterfly mug, yeah, he does a lot of butterfly and rainbow and really cool pottery. But no, the Rene Lopresti one was like Morning Glories or something. What is that? It wasn't Morning Glories. Let me find it. Um, did I? Naturally, I did not use the word mug in my tags for those photos. So it should be under nail art and freehand. I tagged my photos in my photo album so that I can find them a little more easily. But I've recently started tagging them a little bit more specifically so that they have like some shit, so that they're a little bit easier for me to find and show y'all. But let me show you this Manny. So that was the last Rene Lopresti mug that I did. And there's the mug with it. So you can actually see I actually got the colors wrong because I was operating off of memory rather than the having the actual mug with me. I was operating off of, well, what I did was basically I went through her Instagram feed and grabbed a photo of the one that I thought I had, did the Manny based on that, and then realized when I went to grab my mug to pose with it that in fact I had chosen the wrong colorway. But anyway, so that was my previous mug nails with the mug by the same artist as the space one. Jamie is so squished. She actually has a ton of space. I promise you, she has a ton of space. She appears squished, but in fact, there's like, I could easily fit a whole fist between the back of my butt and her. She just looks squished. And yeah, it's you had the spelling correct the first time. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do is, yeah, it does get the spirit of the mug. I was quite happy with how they came out. I just had the colors wrong, but I think it still works. But yeah, so we're gonna do this one today, and so I grabbed. It's interesting that the lighting looks different. The photo has a little bit of a yellow cast. My lighting here in the studio is a little more accurate. The reference photo in the corner there was taken in my living room with my cell phone, which gives everything a yellow cast. So these colors are actually a bit more accurate, and I used these colors to pick a bunch of polish to color match. So I have Bring Me the Teal, Dreamland, the Sea Haunt, Holotako Matcha Maker, and Arcana Chillin' with My Chows. I know it looks like it says Chaos, but I think it's actually pronounced Chows because it's from the Sonic. I assume they were pronounced Chow, the little critters. I don't actually know because I haven't played Sonic. Not that Sonic. I've played a Sonic many years ago. And then I think for the base, I tried to kind of color match-ish. This is Teddy Bear. And then for the little spot here, and I think probably a little bit of this part, I've got Psychedelic Brownie. So both of those ones are from Abomination. Oh, the Abominations and the Arcana were all PR. And then I've got another Abomination to use a little bit of in this area here. It's not quite a perfect color match, but I think with some mixing I can get it close. So, oh, she was squishing her face up against the back of the chair. Yeah, she does love to squish her face against things. Kat, welcome. You've emerged from bedtime books. Oh no, you stepped on many Legos. There was a thing I saw the other day where there's like a race that people have for running across Legos barefoot, and I just can't imagine why you would want to put yourself through that. It doesn't make sense to me as a thing to do. I feel strongly that I would not want to do that. She's massaging her third eye. Yeah, I don't know, Kat. It seems crazy, but you know, people will do all kinds of weird things. Unfortunately, I did not, because I got distracted. There was a bit of a discussion on Instagram in one of the groups that I'm in there, and I did not get my base coat on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a base coat on now. I mean, I do have my sticky base on, but I didn't get my ridge filler on. So. You know, I would not even just be wearing socks. If there were stray Legos in my house, I would absolutely be wearing, well, I mean, I wear shoes all the time anyway, so, but I would definitely never be caught dead without shoes. I have indoor shoes because I am old and my feet need all the support or I'm in a great deal of pain. And B, I live in a house with 4 cats. And when you live in a house with 4 cats, or even just 1 cat, but with increasing cats, that becomes more of a problem. There's always a chance of a fresh stealth hairball or barf. And so, you know, I'm not willing to walk around without something on my feet to buffer me from that. Longest distance ran over Legos. It was the longest distance rather than the fastest time? Thank you, Ray. Why do you know about that? Did I find out about that from you? It seems likely. They aren't in the house, they're contained to his bedroom. That implies that his bedroom is not in the house. Kat, what are you doing? Have you confined your child to some sort of outdoor shed? I know you haven't. I'm just being pedantic. It is one of my few joys. And you know, these days I need all the joy I can get. It's rough out there, y'all. It's rough out there. I'm like trying to balance staying aware of the horrors and not being completely consumed by the horrors. You know how it is. Ghislaine, hello, welcome. Yeah, no, for money maybe, but not for fun or glory. I am totally with you, JJ. I would absolutely not, unless there was a lot of money in it. And there would have to be money for the loser, too. There would have to be, like, a lot of money just for participating. Just for, like, getting out there and giving it a try. The Lego risk only exists leaving his bedroom, although you fear Tooth Fairy. Yeah, you gotta worry about that. Okay, so let's do this. I think I'm gonna start with a base of this teddy bear because I feel like just having this as the base will help me sort of blend in the colors. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to accomplish this. I was playing around with using some fluid art directly on the nail, but I was playing with it on a thingy here, and I wasn't totally happy with the results, but I'm also not entirely convinced that it can't work. I feel like it can work maybe if I just do it different than I did. So yeah, I'm considering maybe trying it again, but I'm also considering maybe just hand painting. I don't know. It could be maybe a combination. We can experiment, we can always try it, and if it doesn't work out, then, we can just do something different, right? I feel like that's an option we have available. I'm willing to experiment a bit on screen or on stream and fail miserably at stuff. You've seen someone do a really cool fluid scoop marble thing? Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's got to be possible to do it. I'm just not sure if it will give me quite the effect that I'm looking for this. But, if it doesn't, then we can just wipe it off and try again. It can all just be part of the process. Because I feel like if it works, it's the thing that's most likely to give us a really good words. I'm doing really well with words today. A really good sort of impression of what's happening with the actual glaze, because the interactions in the glaze, you get all these really interesting, like sort of almost similar to the kinds of cell structure that you get with fluid art. It's not quite the same, obviously, but you get these really interesting interactions. And so I feel like if we can make the fluid art thing work, I feel like it could be cool. But I also don't really want to do this as like, I don't really want to do this as like a fluid art decal. Like, I think it will work better or be more interesting, more fun to do it directly on the nail. I don't know. I'm willing to fuck around and find out. I did not clean this shit after my last mani, so let me clean this. Yak. I really, sometimes I'm real good about cleaning up after a mani, and sometimes I am extremely not. And I would say that the leave it for later voices tend to win more often. I can't help it. All right. Where is this mug from? This is from... Oh, hang on. I bought it from a really... a new to me artist on Etsy. Let me find... Is it this? Yes. It's Little Crow Pottery Company. They are in... Is Emmy Maine? Is that... I'm not American, y'all. Cut me some slack. Yeah. I found them... Instagram likes to show me pottery. And because it knows. It knows what I like. It shows me pottery and tattoos and nails. It also shows me a lot of like makeup stuff because I think it thinks that because I'm into nails, that must mean that I'm into other makeup stuff, and I'm truly not. All the beauty and fashion stuff, oh boy, does it ever miss the mark on that. But yeah, Little Crow pottery. So let's just try. We'll try it on the thumb. We'll see what happens. I'm going to move the mug out of the way. Sorry, Jams. So I'm going to use these 3 for the top section of the mug. And then the next section down will be, I'm just going to kind of prep everything, I think. Next section down will be these 2. And then these 2. And then this, and also back to that. All right. Found them on Etsy? All right. Yeah, they have some pretty cute stuff. And not crazy expensive. Like, I mean, I always expect handmade pottery to cost a little more, you know, and I'm willing to pay a reasonable amount because this is stuff that you know, it's artists trying to make their livelihood in doing their art, and I want to encourage that, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So, you know, I'm willing to pay something of a premium. But it's also, you know, it's difficult when there are artists who, you know, you love their work, but they're at the point where they're charging, you know, $200-300 for a cup. And that's just, I'm never going to say it's not a reasonable amount of money for them to charge. Because, you know, if they're making that much, then it's reasonable for their customers. But I can't do that all the time, you know. I have a couple of mugs that are, you know, in that sort of price range. I have a couple of things that I've bought that are, you know, quite pricey. But yeah, I can't do that all the time. Yeah, it's a gorgeous combination of colors. That Dreamland, the shimmer in that really is just, it's freaking stunning. $200 to $300 cup is a cup you're going to be too scared to use. Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. The ones that I have that are that much, they don't get used as much as the ones that are a little less expensive. They do still get used because I do believe that there's no point in owning the thing if you're not going to use the thing. So, you know, I do want to get some use out of them. But yeah, they live in a special cabinet and they come out sort of at moments where I feel like I just need a little extra boost, you know, some days you just need a little boost. So I'm not really talking about what I'm doing here. I'm basically, trying to create fluid art on the nail directly by basically taking a little bit of a clear fluid art polish, which is basically just going to be suspension base and dimethicone, which, you know, we've talked before on fluid art streams about how you can use that Garnier Fructis stuff, the whatever the stuff is that they have that has that in it. I always forget what the hell it's called, what the actual product name is called. Someone here probably knows it. But yeah, or you can also get dimethicone from from like an art supply store, because it's the same stuff that gets used for fluid art with acrylics and some of the flow art stuff. If you want really good cell formation, you would use that. So yeah, I'm gonna actually make a little of this and a little of this in here and kind of try to do a combination of the brown and the darker, bring me the teal one. Yeah, so you could totally DIY this in a couple of different ways, or buy a pre-made one. But basically, I'm just using some of that clear fluid art polish and then mixing in a little bit. And you don't really want to stir. You want to just like drip it in and then scoop and go. Your dream mug is $750. You can never afford it, but you're so happy for the maker that she's able to do it. Sylvia, is that one of those rainbow, the opalescent, glittery rainbow ones with the gold trim? Is it that artist? Because I've been definitely lusting after those, and there's no way. I simply cannot. It's well out of my price range. Like for me, you know, very occasionally splurging on something that's $200 is like, okay, once in a while for a special thing, I can maybe get away with that, but yeah, it's not 700. There's no way. I feel like this is a little bit, I'm just gonna drag in here a little and just fuck up that edge just a tiny bit. There, that makes me happier. And then I need a little bit more of that green bottom. And I think I will bring in a tiny, well, maybe I'll just bring from here just a tiny touch of that. The problem with this method is that, of course, it does end up with a little bit of a thick mani, and also you end up using a lot more polish, I think. However, it's kind of a cool effect. I'm not mad at it. I do feel like I probably should have brought in a little bit of the Dreamland on that one strip, that thin strip with the Bring Me the Teal. And so I think I'm just going to do a second little thingy there, because I think I'll be happier if that gets tied in just a little bit more further down. Yeah, that's a little better. It's not exactly what the cup looks like, but it's got the right vibes, I think. Just reading up a bit here. You've been tempted by a few I have? Yeah. There aren't very many things I'm gonna spend that kind of money on, but every once in a while, a piece of art. I think of it as being an investment both in the artist and in my happiness. You know, I can afford to do it once in a while if I'm careful in other ways. When it's something that's handmade by an individual, I feel like it's more worth it to me. You wonder if baby butt paste could work as a cheap dimethicone source, Heather? Welcome to the stream. That's a great suggestion. I have no idea. Maybe. Love it when someone comes in with a baby butt paste comment as the first comment. Sassy, you're trying to have faith in the process. Are you not loving it? Are you not happy with it? It's not exactly the same colors, but it's not that far off. And in fact, as I said, the colors are more accurate on the overhead camera than they are in my reference picture that you've got up on the screen. So I do feel like it's not that far off. It's maybe not precise, but it's not that far off. I'm not sure that I could really make it more precise by hand painting it, though. Because those interactions are pretty wild. I do want to put that little dot on the thumb, though. Let's see. I need a dotting tool. Where are all my dotting tools? This one is maybe a bit too small. I need a larger dotting tool. I should have gotten that out before putting my polish down, but that doesn't seem quite large enough, does it? I do have a bigger dotting tool, but I don't really want to go hunting for it right now. It's like I'd have to dig around a lot. That's probably pretty good. You know what? I'm not mad at it. What do we think? Someone has to try the butt paste for science. You're questioning the brown as the base, and then I added fluid art, so you're being patient. Patient. You know, it's done now, Ray. You can't... Or what are you suggesting not on the ring finger? Are you saying the dot on the ring finger? Because it's too late for that. I could do the dot on every finger. I could do the dot on the ring finger. Y'all, I tell ya. Molly likes it. I kind of like it. You were thinking of the dot for the ring finger. Yeah, that could have worked, but I can still do that. I could do it on both. I have the option available to me. No one can tell me I can't. Yeah, baby butt paste does have a specific smell. I agree with you. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. All right. Let's I'm reasonably happy with how this is working, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on the other nails. So the proximal nail fold area is going to be the top of the mug now as we carry on. Because I like to line up my nails so that they're the same this way. So my thumb is always reversed relative to the others, like inverted. Okay. And I think I can manage to do this with a little bit less wastage this time because I can do multiple nails with the same little drip here. It's intended to smell like a hospital. Ugh. So every time we go to the hospital or to one of Brian's clinic visits, I get just the fucking worst sinus bullshit. It turns out I'm like, I guess I must be allergic to something. I suspect one of the cleaners, because that's a thing for me. There's a lot of cleaners that I'm like very sensitive to various different smells and cleaning agents and whatnot. And so, yeah, every time we have to go in for one of Brian's appointments, it's just fucking miserable for me. It's incredibly unpleasant. I'm going to make a little bit of a mess here, and I'll just clean up afterwards, and hopefully Hopefully it won't be too bad getting into my cuticle here, but I feel like it's easier to just, because you kind of have to slop it on to some extent. It's somewhat inherent to the method. Well, we'll do cleanup afterward. Yeah, it's somewhat inherent to the method, I think. All right. Yeah, hospitals are also super dry, which does not help. But even, like, I don't go anywhere without a mask. I'm always wearing my N95 mask. And so I have... Oh, I did not mean to do that. That was the wrong color, y'all. Shit. Yeah, so I always have, like, sort of some localized humidity. And it's still a problem. And it's not an issue that I have wearing my mask at other times. So it's not the mask. It's just something that happens. I don't know. I'm going to add a little bit of this color just at the edge, I think. So I kind of want to have... Oh, that kind of took over, didn't it? There we go. It's going to vary a little bit as we go along. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of assume that it's got to be. And also, actually, when Brian was in the hospital for the extended hospitalization when he had his surgeries, I would be in there sometimes unmasked because I was there for longer visits and closed in his room in the sterile ward, and so it was also bad then. You're going to bring a large, extra large dog bed with you for births in the hospital? What, so you can, like, hunker down? Because that sounds all right to me. Just cuddle up in one of those beds. Because I tell you what, the chairs and whatnot that they offer for guests, not comfortable. There was the one place, the room that Brian was in for his surgeries, or for his recovery from his surgeries, was not too bad, because I think it was a long-term room. He was, expected to be in there for well, I think he was only supposed to originally be in there for like a week, but then he ended up being in there for like a month. But that place was okay. It had like a little sofa that was not terrible. I could actually nap on that, and did. And then woke up sneezing. Okay. Next, we're going to go back to some of the darker color. Jules, hello, welcome. I did not notice that we had a new person speaking there, even though I did respond. I just did not quite note that the name was not someone I had already greeted. All right. I feel like this is kind of working. I don't know if it's completely giving this mug or this cup, but it is cute. It's kind of got like planetary vibes. Like if Jupiter was blue instead of orange. You know what I mean? All right. Next we have the light blue with a little bit of the mint. And just a touch of this one. Mostly the light blue. I feel like we're going to have so much time left over because this is coming together so fast. I'm probably just going to have to do something on my other hand as well. I don't love how this one came out. There we go. That's a little better. Just wanted it to be a little less even. Magic top coat or thinner and do a little bit of drag for some streaks. That's an interesting idea. It might totally ruin it, but it could also be fun. Blupiter. The problem is you say Blupiter and spell it that way, and my brain immediately goes to Struwelpeter, which I don't know if anybody here is likely to know that storybook, but it's a fucking horrifying thing. It's this really, really horrifying, I think, German children's book that's all like cautionary tales. Is real fucked up. It's real fucked up. I think maybe just a teeny touch of this. We'll see. If any of y'all know what the hell I'm talking about with Struwelpeter, please speak up. I need to know I'm not alone in my horror. There was the little boy that got his thumbs cut off because he was a thumbsucker. And then there was the kid that walked around with his nose in the air all the time and ended up walking off of a pier. All the children came to bad ends in these books. Every single one of them. Or in these little poems, rather. German children's tales are terrifying. Yeah, the Brothers Grimm were, I believe, German as well. The Germans really know how to scare the crap out of a kid. They got the right idea about that. If what you're going for is trauma, nobody does it better. All right, and I'm gonna do just a whoop. Hey, nice. Let's just wipe that off. Very good. Okay. We'll just do a tiny little bit at the base. And then we'll try raised thinner idea. Let's see. What's going to be the best way to do this, though? I feel like I don't really want to... I think I'm just going to take the lid off of the thinner bottle and just dip directly into it. I don't know if this is going to do anything. Just try to sort of very carefully and gently Because I don't want to, like, blend it too much. You know what I mean? I'm worried if I do too much, I'm going to end up with just blending happening. And I don't want that. I just want, like, a little bit of... some drooling happening. I am actually seeing a little bit of that happening, and so I think maybe it's going to work. I just need to be careful that I don't, like, overdo it. And I have to be careful also that I don't take away too much of the fluid art coat and expose too much of the underneath stuff. That was very subtle. I don't know if you can even tell that I did anything. I can tell, but I don't know if y'all can see it. What was a good movie with Matt Damon and Heath Ledger? I don't know what you were saying there. A lot of the time, if I say something, I immediately forget what I said. So if a thing that you say in chat depends on me remembering something that I said a couple of minutes ago, it's probably not going to happen. Okay. There's like kind of a, seems like there's kind of like a magic sort of amount of thinner to load up on the brush to get the effect that I want without, like, overdoing it. But it's very hard to control. Oh, the Brothers Grimm? I didn't realize there was a movie, a Brothers Grimm movie with them. I guess I missed it. I have to be honest, it's hard for me to take Matt Damon seriously. Not that I don't like the stuff that he's been in, like, isn't he the Bourne Supremacy dude? But, like, every time I think of Matt Damon, I think of Team America, and all I can hear is him going, Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. It's just too silly for me. Yeah, today has indeed been a day, Ashley. I hope that you are finding some ways to maintain a certain amount of balance. Because, oh boy. Certainly very glad that I'm not on Facebook. My couple of my younger family members are on there and have some older family members in their friends groups who have posted some stuff that ended up being discussed in the group chat that we have going that does not include those older family members. Just, ooh, yikes. Yikes. I have not spoken with my stepfather about it because I have a feeling he might have some opinions that I would need to argue with. All right, I think I'm done with this. I need to do some cleanup. Matt Damon will always be the guy who did a cameo in one of the Thor movies. Wait, did he? Matt Damon! Matt Damon. I can't help it, man. What did he do in one of the Thor movies? Did he just walk on stage and go, Matt Damon? Because that would be fine. Did he go on as Bourne? The classic family chat and safe family chat. Yeah, the safe family chat is not on Facebook. The safe family chat is on Signal or WhatsApp or one of those. I always forget. I think it's on Signal. I technically have a Facebook account that I made when I got into swatching because some of the brands that I was swatching for, wanted me to be on Facebook, and I can't. My brain is not okay with it. I had to make a whole new account, and also I was on my HOA board for a little while, and they wanted me to be on because they have an HOA Facebook group, and that was fucking miserable. So it's just like, ugh. Do not want. I prefer to stay well away from all of that. Thank you. He played Loki in a fake play about Loki on Asgard in Thor Ragnarok. Really? That's hilarious. That sounds like such a weird casting choice, but I feel like he probably did it great. If it was as stupid as I suspect it probably was intended to be. I can't remember if I've actually seen Thor Ragnarok. I thought I had, but I don't know. I feel like most of those movies kind of started to blend together a bit for me, like they're kind of all just one big mush of silliness, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but because sometimes you need that, like my brain really just needs to check out with an incredibly bad action movie sometimes. There's, in my opinion, absolutely no shame in that. Most of my comfort movies are incredibly bad action films, like the Fast and the Furious franchise. I have seen all of them many times. The earlier ones, of course, I've seen more times. I have never seen Tokyo Drift because I refuse to acknowledge it as part of the franchise. But because Vin Diesel isn't in it, so it doesn't count. But yeah, my comfort movies are all pretty brain dead action things for the most part. But yeah, so I'm fine with things blending together and just sort of being a ridiculous sort of blob of stupid. I feel like this bit went and got too much thinner on it and got a little weird. But I don't know if I can fix it without having a problem. I'm going to try. Maybe that'll do it. We'll see. But yeah, as a result of that, I don't remember which of those movies I've seen and which I have not. He's also in Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm almost certain that I have not seen. Tiffany, good night. Thanks for showing up and hanging out. Ragnarok was one of your favorites. Yeah, I need to find out if I've seen that one or not, because I can't remember. Vin Diesel saying family is all I remember from those movies. Yeah, that's valid. He says it a lot. Okay, so that's this cup. And that went a lot faster than I expected. I am going to top coat hopefully without screwing anything up. And then I guess we can do my other hand because it's only 9 o'clock. Or, you know, whatever. We can do something else if y'all want. My other hand is naked though, and it does have base coat on, so I feel like we can do something on there. Just, you know, not any kind of complex hand painted anything because my left hand is an idiot. It was the one with Jeff Goldblum. You say that like it clarifies anything. I don't know, man. I barely remember last week. You better hide the baby oil? What the hell? I don't know what you're talking about. Apparently, I missed some important parts of some movies. What are we gonna do? Should we do the other hand? Should we do something coordinating, or should I just let you pick something out of my untried polishes? And the devil's anus. Skittle with each of the colors? Listen, here's the problem with my brain. I don't remember what I said 5 minutes ago. I don't remember quotes from movies that I've seen 20 or 30 times. My brain does not retain information like that. It simply doesn't. I'm a fake FNF fan. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. First time Valkyrie appears. Okay, so that, I've definitely seen that then. Skittle of Untrieds or Skittle of these colors. So we do have too many for it to be all of them. But that would be an option. We could do a Skittle of those colors. Pick 5 for my other hand. Or we could do a Skittle. Bruce was stuck in the Hulk. Yeah. Yeah, my brain is a fake fan. My brain is an idiot. It's a complete idiot. It doesn't know anything. Until you say a magic word, and then my brain like just unlocks some weird well of information, and then goes on an hour-long thing about usually a bug or something. I can't do those space nails on my other hand, girl. I cannot. It cannot be done. It is my other hand. I can't be freehanding that shit. Hold up. Let me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick a number from 1 to 6. And then hang on. And then pick a number from 1 to 8 after that. So for the first number, 1 to 6. I should probably do a poll, shouldn't I? Because I'm asking you to pick 2 numbers. Hang on. Okay. Shelf number. Wait, I can't even do a poll because it's too many numbers. Shit. It's too many numbers. I can only do a poll of 4. Oh my god. All right, I'm just gonna take numbers from 1 to 8 or 1 to 6 first, and then I'll tell you when I'm cutting it off. I see a lot of 3s for the first number. All right, I'm gonna cut it here for the first number. The first number is 3. All right, and I'm gonna give you some recovery time. Let everyone catch up and hear this. I'm doing 3 for the first number. Najwa, what are you doing, girl? Okay. So, third shelf down. I'm officially choosing third shelf down. Third shelf down has been chosen. Now you get to choose numbers 1 through 8. And I'm going to start taking those numbers. Any number after Polished Mess said pause. That is what I'm gonna where I'm gonna start taking taking numbers for the polish number. And I'm gonna give you a Dodgers, a butt Dodgers. There we go. Get a little butt Dodgers action. Okay. And I'm going to cut it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm typing, cut here. There we go. Butt Dodgers are your favorite team. So Jammy and Budgie, who are Dodgers and Smuggler, used to have their own Twitter account back in the good old days. And I think the handle was like Dodgers and Smugglers or something like that. And the number of like spammers that were, you know, obviously just following and talking about or talking to anybody that had Dodgers anywhere in their name and just assuming that it was a sports thing was incredible. I got so much Dodgers spam on that. Your pup is very mad she isn't in your lap. Okay, so I have 5, 8, 8, 7, 4, 6, 6, 5, 6. Looks like it's 6. Okay. Okay, so y'all have selected Meet Me in Chicago. So I'm going to pull some other colors to go with this, and I'll let you choose which of those other colors you want me to use. Hold. I just threw one. Just go ahead and stick my butt in the camera for you. Oh, that's too similar. Okay. So, this is the color y'all chose. And these are some untrieds that might not 100% clash with it. Most of these I got at Polish and Beauty Expo. This one's gonna clash. This is the main color right here. Yeah, sorry about the mug blocking the screen. Okay, so we have way below the surface. This one's a thermal. I can't remember what color the light one is. The cool one is, rather. Let me actually swatch these out. I'll just do one swipe and you can tell me which ones you want. I think this will make it a little easier. Okay, so this is the one that y'all selected. This one is a Kathleen & Co. thermal. Presumably will turn lighter, but I don't know what color. This is a Rogue Flaky. I see some people recognize some of these polishes. That's the Bean, also from Rogue. This one is Monarch something. Magic Eraser Sky, maybe? Yeah, Magic Eraser Sky. This is Beau Rev Jade. This is Kathleen & Co. 1975. And this is Lurid Reflection of the Sun on Pond Scum. All right. So this one is a definite. This one is a thermal. We don't know what the warm color is. The rest of them are just what they are. So, create my Skittle. Yeah, Ray, you called Rogue Bean. It might be a black to clear, Najwa. I'm just not sure. I feel like it's often black to clear, but it could also be like something else. Do I have a black polish to go with the black flakes in Rogue's polish? I mean, sort of. I have Tyler's Trinkets, but I don't know if it'd really go with the others. It's a black hollow. This was Big City Dreams. So we want a Skittle of 5, I think. The 2 flakies, you mean the 2 Rogue flakies? Top row plus teal on bottom. Teal on bottom would be the Jade. This one is obviously going in there. And then it would have the thermal. Tana says Rogue, Monarch, Beau Rev, Lurid. Lurid is this one. Monarch, Beau Rev. I don't mind this, and maybe this or Bean together. What do y'all think about that? Monarch, Beau Rev, Lurid. So Monarch, Beau Rev, Lurid is this combo, those 3. And then that's the Bluebird. Jade, Pond Scum, Rogue Flake, Black, and Meet Me in Chicago. So you think the Rogue Flake with the black speckle and the black. And then Jade and Pond Scum, so you would take this one out. Kathleen, rogue with black flakies. You mean the thermal rogue? Or the thermal Kathleen, rather? Purple rogue. Ray is shouting bean over and over again. All right. I don't hate this combo. I also don't hate some of the others. So let's just put this combo together and see what we think about it. It does kind of have a little bit of Halloween-y vibes, I agree. It's definitely going to want multiple coats there. Now the Lurid has kind of a slime green base to it that might be a little hard to quite make out depending on how the shimmer is catching. Yeah, you can see it there. So that is one of the combos. And then another combo, let's see, Jade, Pond Scum, that's that one. Rogue, Monarch, Borev, Lurid. So, Rogue, Borev, Monarch, and Lurid. I'm not sure which rogue you meant, but that would be probably that. Do y'all like this combo, or should we do instead? Let's try something a little different here. It's going to be mostly the same ones. All right. Which of these combos do you like better? The one with the black or the one with the purple with turquoise shimmer? I'll give you all a minute to catch up and decide. Neither. Top, second, bottom, neither, top, top, top. It's a lot of tops, y'all. All right. Do we like this order? So we'll take out the Monarch. That's going to be those 5. Ack. Democracy in action, y'all. I kind of like this order. Okay. I think I will start with... I'm going to start with... I think I'll do it like reverse order. So like the thumb is here and the pinky is here. Just because the thumb is the Meet Me in Chicago is the one that was originally chosen, and I feel like that makes it sort of the the most important one, and the thumb is the biggest, so. I just totally got some in my proximal nail fold there. Good job. Black middle finger sounds good. You think bluebird between the teal and the flake? Well, too late. Okay, that's this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay. The bluebird could have gone between the teal and the flake, but it can't now. That lands the flaky on the ring finger, yes. It does kind of have all the other polished colors in it. You are not wrong. I don't know why I just closed that all the way. There's really no reason to do that because I'm going to have to do another coat. Ray, you're always throwing out the good ideas just in time for me to see them right after I have decided to do something else. I think we need to have Ray on, like, some kind of advance notice stream. So, like, Ray gets the heads up and then everybody else gets it, like, you know, 30 seconds to a minute later. Because she's always just a minute late. Ah. I am so good at painting with my left hand, y'all. So good at it. Honestly. I love when Peggy vetoes the chat, but not when she vetoes me. If only I could take people off the delay, I would take everybody off the delay. I would love it if everybody was actually just seeing and hearing in real time. But yeah, maybe I can put Ray on voice chat, and then we won't have the typing delay at least. Internet too slow. It's probably because, you know, the border, it's got to go through customs first. It's that extra delay on the border. You don't think it's because of customs, maybe? I mean, Ray is in another country. Kind of surprised there aren't tariffs on this. Who would pay that? Someday they'll figure out a way to put tariffs on digital content. That's 2 coats. That's pretty good. It looks pretty darned opaque. It's not like 100%. Like, I could kind of, sort of, if the lighting was different, I would be able to see a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty darn opaque in 2 coats. Opaque enough for me, I think. This one's going to need 3 coats for sure. Don't give them ideas, they're listening. Canadian customs do be slow, it's true. This was one of the ones, I think. I'm trying to remember, actually. I think this one might have been in the VIP bag, but I can't recall for sure if this one was in the VIP bag or if this was one that I picked up. I did go to Tyler's Trinkets booth and picked up a few things. I just don't recall which ones I picked up. because, as mentioned previously, head is Civ. Tariffs on free content, yeah. I mean, it's not entirely free. You are paying me with your time and attention, right? It's got to be worth something. People are always trying to pay me an exposure for stuff, so I keep getting like offers to like promote various absolute bullshit that because as soon as you like do any kind of social media PR stuff, there's always going to be some like real scumbags out there that are going to want to try and take advantage of you. So a couple that I've been seeing a lot of lately, one of them is selling trips. So like they want to collab to send you and some of your followers on a trip, blah blah blah. And I'm not even like looking hard at these pitches because it's just so clearly not something that's going to benefit me or my followers, and is almost certainly just totally a scam. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of that, which is just a weird, like, why would none of y'all want to go on a trip with me sponsored by some bullshit company? So there's that. And then the other one is there's this company that's doing this, like, I can assume it has to be AI chatbot, basically, but their whole pitch is that you can, talk to any fictional character that you want on their platform. And so obviously they have, some sort of AI chatbot thing that's, trained on whatever various different fictional characters. And so they do that. But they're like, yeah, we want you to promote this service. And I'm like, there's zero part of that sounds even vaguely appealing to me in any way, shape, or form. Like, can we stop burning down the fucking planet for bullshit, please? Like, for bullshit? I don't, ugh, horrible. That was a swag bag one? Okay, cool. Label on the bottom should say if it's VIP or not, but I can never remember to actually look. Yes, this one was a swag bag one. Yeah, the scam trips. Paid in eyeballs. Give me your eyeballs. You saw I used some magnets on stream, but you missed it and the stream isn't posted. Yeah, so there was, I took that stream down because the brand did some stuff that I felt was a little underhanded. And like, no, it wasn't the worst, but it was like, I'm no longer entirely comfortable promoting this. They used, they made some AI images, sort of to avoid paying someone that they were already working with who had helped them develop the product, to avoid paying them for content. And we're sort of like putting off that person, and being like, oh, well, we'll talk about it another time. And then, started going around to that person's friends, other swatchers, and getting free content from them. And I was one of those people, and I happily handed over some photos and stuff before realizing that that actually they had kind of been screwing over this person. And they did eventually apologize, and they took down the AI photos, and so I think the person in question has like sort of decided that it's all sort of water under the bridge and it's okay, but nobody feels really great about it. So, yeah. So I just decided I didn't really want to promote them at this point. I just don't feel entirely comfortable with it. It was a really cool tool. So it's unfortunate, but yeah. Sometimes it only says exclusive. I don't know what says exclusive. I think I missed something. Peggy for president? Nope, thank you. That's illegal. I can't be president. I'm not even a U.S. citizen. And also, I would not want that kind of power or responsibility. Yeah, I agree, Ray. It's not a great way to start. Like people make mistakes, and especially when you're starting out in business, to some extent you sort of expect people to make some rookie mistakes, but just the sort of unapologetic way they were going about it until there were consequences, and then it was just like, then they apologized, and left me with a bit of a sour taste. So yeah, I'm not going to be promoting them. But it's unfortunate because it was a fun stream. But since it was basically all about that. All right, so I've done a third coat on 3 of the nails, but I don't feel like this Rogue Flaky needed a third coat, and I don't feel like this Bluebird needed a third coat. So I think that's going to be my Skittle. I am, of course, going to top coat. But, yeah, humans, we're messy. We're messy animals. I just wish more people would choose to engage in honest conversations with each other. Yeah. Because, like, if this person had just, talked to the person who was helping them out, and been like, hey, I'm not making enough money to be able to pay you for your contributions, but I definitely want to do that down the road, then, everything would have been cool. Because that person would have said, okay, let's, draw up some kind of agreement, and then I'm going to provide you with all the photos and everything you need. And then they wouldn't have needed to go and do the AI thing and go behind the person's back and do all that nonsense. So, yeah, exactly. They were sorry they got called out, which is very different from being sorry that you did the wrong thing. And I'm just not okay with that. The Bluebird is very opaque, yeah. That was like most of the way there in the first coat, so I am pleased. They just have a really nice formula for their flaky hollows, though. Or the shattered, I don't know what they call them, shattered hollows. Is that what the word is they use for it? These hollow flake things that they do. I think this is my 3rd hollow flake from Bluebird. I don't think the others have a shimmer. But yeah, it's a nice formula from them. This is I probably should have put a glitter smoothing top coat on that, but I can always just put a second top coat on tomorrow or whatever. Reflection of the sun on pond scum is pretty packed with reflective, so I'm likely going to need another top coat on there. Shattered hollow, that's the phrasing they use. I can never remember because there's a bunch of brands that use different terminology for the same particle style. So Bluebird is always opaque, even their shimmers are 2/4. I only have a few Bluebirds, so I don't have a whole lot to compare it to. I think I have like maybe 3 others. Let's see, what do I have? A couple of them I got from Kat, Dark and Stormy. What do I have from Bluebird? Yeah, I have like 2 Boo Birds and some kind of a pastel orange neon that I recall being pretty opaque as well. This is cute though. I like this Skittle. And now I get to mark all these off as tried. I've officially tried them. As long as I take a photo, they're tried. That's how that works. Wait, that's not what we used. We did not use the bean. We did use this Bow Rev. I just have to take a photo of them and then I can take them out of my untried. Most of your collection is Bluebird, Najwa? That's funny. I mean, obviously, because of swatching, I have a huge amount of BCB and Arcana. I have a fair bit of Monarch, and after that, I'd say Holo Taco, Bee's Knees, Wildflower, fair bit of Dom. But yeah, I have a lot of things where I have just like a few from them. Maymay, you have 3 Shattered Hollows, 3 Shimmers, and 2 Boo Birds. Yeah, I think my 2 Shattered Hollows are actually Boo Birds. Ruby is sending you like 25 polishes for your birthday. That's cool. I need to figure out my D-stash shit because I have a bunch and like I feel like if I can get a D-stash together and just do it all in like a small chunk of time, then I can convince myself to get to the post office and then I can send you some stuff. But like the big struggle for me with that is always going to be going to the post office. Like I struggle with doing that. I don't know why. Oh, thanks, Tana. Have a good night. Yeah, stream was short today. That's okay though. I don't mind. It's okay to have a shorter stream once in a while. See if I can get Jammy Dodgers a little bit more visible here. Hold up. Oop, Hui. I do still want to be sitting. She's not being very cooperative, y'all. You have a ridiculous number of bee's knees and you 100% blame polished bookworm, yeah. I only have 1 drawer of bee's knees, but it's a fair number. I've been pretty good. Can Brian toss Cricket in the room? I don't know if Cricket is still upstairs. Let me see. Let me see if I can get Cricket. Hold up. He's such a good boy. Oh, he's a very good boy. Yeah. Oh, he's a very good boy. Oh, hang on. Hang on, dude. Hang on. There he is. There's my good boy. He was struggling. He wants to get away. He does not want to be here. He was sleepy and cozy, and I went in there and I stole him. Say hello. Say hello. He's such a good little Timony Cricket. What a good boy. What a good boy. He says, no, I'm leaving now. I don't want to be here. Goodbye. he doing? What's he doing? Hello. Yes, that's Poopy McPooperson. He he did such a good poop on the way home. What's he doing? There we go. For anybody who missed that Poopy McPooperson comment, is because on the way home from the rescue, he made an explosive mush poop in the carrier. Let's see if I can. Ah. There he is. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good boy? What's that? I don't know about this. Everything's kind of stinky. He's so funny. What a good boy. He's so sleepy. Yeah, Jamie is usually offended. Alright, hang on. Somebody said they wanted to see my spider art. Sylvia, you want to see my spider art? You hear cricket bugs and you see a cricket kitten? Yes. All right. Bye, Ashley. Thanks for coming by. He's such a good boy. Sylvia, which art? I have a lot of art, and a fair bit of it is sort of spidery. And there's also some stuff over there. And there's some specimens up there. And there's some art up there. And there's some specimens up there. And there's some bug art. Oh my god, I'm gonna make everybody sick. Sorry. Jemmy and Nuktu would have been grumpy friends at a distance. Yeah, maybe. Hi. There he is. I love him so much. He's so cute. What a good kitty. He's a squinty boy. Oh, he's such a squinty boy. Why are you so squinty? Oof, oof. The one behind my chair. Do you mean the dangling thing? The light? Or the jumper? Might be the jumping spider you're talking about. I'm gonna show jumping spider art. There. I can't remember who the artist was. It was someone that I met, I think, at I think it was at Guelph Bug Day, which is an event that oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's an event that takes place in Guelph, Ontario, at the university there every summer. And they have a bunch of different kinds of bugs and info sessions, and Artists. I might have to reattach that properly later because I don't think I have that hooked on properly. Guelph with a U, not a W. Oh, you thought you saw something on the floor? I mean, there's a pillow. Is this what you were talking about? Is this what you were talking about? Yeah, University of Guelph has a big agriculture uh, department. They do a ton of agricultural sciences, and they also do some entomology stuff. I can't follow the kitty. The kitty has left. The kitty is gone. The Celestial Spood. Where did I get that from? That was. I have. I actually have a two of those pillows and a blanket, and I can't remember the artist's name, but I got them from their Redbubble shop. If I can find it and remember their name, then I can post it up somewhere. May, was that where you went on your trip? Yeah, I think so. The Canadian Aggies. Yeah, exactly. They're the Canadian Aggies. That's completely correct. All right. Everybody, thanks for coming by and hanging out with me. And I hope that I did justice to the mug, even though it's not quite precisely the same. It's pretty good, I think. I think we did all right. And this Skittle is cute. I'm pleased. I'm gonna have to take some photos now. All right. Don't forget to like and do all that shit. I don't know if commenting helps, but you can do that if you want. And also harass me if you have an idea for a future stream. I will probably do those the Space Cup at some point in time, but I'll probably just put it to another vote. We'll see. Y'all gotta just actually vote for the space thing. Make sure everybody else does too. All right. Good night. Thanks.